Hi, I'm Ben, and this is my review of my next part about She-Hulk. In my now, in my early review, I only reviewed the first few episodes in my other video, but now I'm reviewing the next few seasons, the next few episodes. Sadly, though, this only lasted one season. That's the problem I do have with the MCU shows. They're not like full series. Like, I'm happy that Loki is renewed for a second season, but my main problem is that they're not series. They're not like full season 2 and season 1 series. Say what you want about the DC shows, but at least they're series. They're not like seasons that connects to their movies. They're not like normal seasons. Like, say what you want about the Netflix series, but at least they did like season 1, season 2, season 3. Like, I kind of want them to be like series, like season 1, season 2, but here they just have them be miniseries that last for one season and not have them be like shows. Like, I didn't mind that with WandaVision, but I kind of wish they just did like have it be a full TV series and not like a few episode miniseries to connect to their movies. You know? But yeah, with that said, I did enjoy She-Hulk. So the next episode is where it's just Jen and she's at this wedding party and she can't go in She-Hulk. That has a low rating on IMDb, but I did kind of enjoyed it. Like, she's at her wedding party and she can't be She-Hulk, but at the end they're like, "Yeah, you're She-Hulk. That's okay." That was an alright episode. Now, I can't remember the other, but in the product. But here's one I think a fun episode I can talk about: the Frogman episode, where Daredevil makes an appearance. I like seeing Daredevil in it, and yeah, and he's like he came from New York to LA, and there was a whole thing about the rocket boots that Frogman had, and he was like, oh, the jet boot. I think his name's Frogman. It might have been Frogger or something. I can't remember. But anyway, so he has these jet boots that he put the wrong formula, and the fashion designer who was making She-Hulk's outfit got a bit upset, and he was that he was letting him be sued, but he was like, "I'm mad at you," and no suit. But then he gets kidnapped, and then Daredevil and She-Hulk have to team up, and then they're like, "Yay, we're okay with each other." And it was a fun episode. Really, it felt really like a superhero episode. So I know they're trying to do something different, like have it be like a lawyer show that happens to have superpowers, which is pretty interesting in its own way. But I really like superhero series, and I like and and here's something I really like. I may have mentioned in my other one. I like that it has fantasy and science fiction, like this episode before where it had like spaceships in it and dragon and little dragon creatures in the Fantasy One episode. Because as much as I like the original Incredible Hulk TV series by with Lou Ferrigno, I kind of that show tried to be too grounded in reality, tried to be more realistic. This tries to be more out there, and that's what I appreciate. Like, it tries to be something like the comics, where it's more out there. But yeah, so She-Hulk, I love seeing them be superheroes, and in the next episode, there's some villains in here that are internet trolls. Yeah, the main villains are internet trolls. So and they're kind of the jerks that I find on YouTube where they're like, "We're not sexist. We just don't think she deserves this power. She stole it from Bruce." And I'm glad they're not saying like, "Oh, I'm mad because she's a woman." Like, because I have heard like people who talk about like Rey from Star Wars or this character, Captain Marvel, even like they're like, "She didn't deserve this. And I'm not saying this because she's a woman. I'm saying this because she is a man. But they made this community, and look, I believe that these people I find on YouTube, because if you've been on YouTube, you know these kind of people. I believe that they're not sexist, but it is kind of. But I don't know. Like, why would they go be this angry due to this opinion? Like, saying like we would say this if she wasn't a girl, but would you if you were if she? But really, because why are you this angry? Like, don't get me wrong. If you feel that way and you're like, I don't like this social justice warrior stuff, and if you're not sexist, okay, but I don't know if you need to be this angry. Like, but yeah, there are. If I had to name some problems about that, like, there is a scene where apparently she had to control her anger because she's like, I've been man-explained, talk to men, and this, and and people defend it was like, well, Bruce Banner was taken by the army and nearly abducted, and he lost his friends, and his best friend, his girlfriend, died, so that's kind of hard for him to control his anger. So, yeah, I guess that I can understand. But anyways, but yeah, so try to keep an open mind and don't try to judge things, and these like they're forming a community about hating She-Hulk, and yeah, like, and these people are crazy. Like, it's one of these kind of losers they made, and I don't know how to feel about them being the main villain. Like, I get they're trying to make fun of these internet trolls that were like and there's a scene where I'll get to that scene later, but I kind of would like it if it was like the leader as the villain, or like even Abomination to be the villain. Like, actually have Marvel villains as the villains, not these boring secondary characters that were barely in the Like, I don't know if they were in the comics. Like, but with that said, so there's a scene where they posted She-Hulk having sex with a lot of people, and they were like, kill Jen, we must kill She-Hulk, and yeah, that's really crazy. Okay, so I get that they're not supposed to be sexist, and if you feel this way about certain characters, and if you claim you're not sexist, then why are you this bitter and this angry that you're threatening to kill someone? Like, that's still wrong and messed up. But anyway, so Jen loses control about being humiliated, and she gets a, a strap thing on her ankle to dampen her powers, and she had to stay at home, but she had to clear her name, and then she goes to this community where all these jerks were like, I don't like She-Hulk, and I wouldn't say this if she was a woman, and I'll say the same thing if she wasn't a woman. And okay, and then they get to the end, and it's like, we stole the blood, and this time I deserved it, and now I'm a Hulk now. And then this is where it gets cuckoo bananas. And this is where it gets cuckoo bananas. She explodes. There's all these characters coming in, Daredevil, Hulk, and then she breaks the fourth wall, like have her enter enter out of Disney Plus, go to the Marvel Studio, Disney Studio, talk to the writers, and then talk to Kevin. And I thought he meant, wait, are they actually going to show Kevin Feige? No, Kevin is a big android robot that keeps all the things at tabs. And they also mentioned the X-Men. Like, when are we going to get the X-Men in this? And also, I forgot to mention in my Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special review that they also mentioned Batman in it, and that was pretty cool that they did that. Like, they mentioned Batman, but no, not in She-Hulk in Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. But anyways, She-Hulk, attorney at law. Um, but yeah, they mentioned the X-Men, and it was like, we're gonna get that soon, but not right now. And I just see, and it's like, let's try to do something different. Like, and they point out that, even they point out Marvel movies have some similarities. Like, I get sick and tired when people say, like, Marvel movies are the same, but I'm like, no, they're not. What does Captain America Civil War have in common with Spider-Man Homecoming or Guardians of the Galaxy. They're really different, but they're like this character, daddy issues, Peter Quill, daddy issues, Star-Lord, daddy issues, Iron Man, daddy issues, Thor, daddy issues. I'm like, okay, there's that, but with that said, but yeah, so they go back in time. So yeah, they fixed that, and the internet troll guy isn't a Hulk anymore. Thank gosh, I didn't really care for him being a Hulk. And then they're like, and then everyone comes back, and Daredevil makes a cameo, and he goes back home and says goodbye. And then Hulk appears at the end, and then it's revealed he has a son named Scar. Yeah, he has a son. How did that happen? That's crazy. Well, well, that's my review for She-Hulk Attorney at Law. I enjoyed the series. The ending was a bit cuckoo bananas, but yeah, and I don't mind them trying to take risks or do something different. Like, people said they wanted them to take risks, and that's their risky taking. But it was pretty crazy. I would like a more traditional superhero action, like have something big, like you can still do something different, but still have it be something superhero in orientation to connect with She-Hulk and her journey. But but that's my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and take care.